Hi, coaches. It's your coach, Elisa Rubio. First and foremost, I want to congratulate you for getting Emerald status. That is so awesome. You know what that means? That means that you are one to watch, and we are going to be keeping our eye on you, and we're here to help you. So, I want to talk today about the Beachbody Lead program. The very first thing I need you all to do is to go on YouTube and search for Beachbody Lead lessons. There's actually 7 videos that I highly recommend that you watch, and take them with a little bit of grain of salt, but those are the corporate videos on how to deal with Beachbody leads. So a Beachbody lead is a customer or a potential customer that Beachbody puts onto your account. There's no other MLM that I'm aware of that gives you customers. You have to find your own customers. And of course, in Beachbody, we find our own customers too. But Beachbody also gives us those customers that sign up through a website asking for a free coach or through infomercials that purchase products. So if you are an Emerald, then you qualify for leads for people who sign up for access to a free coach. And this is really cool because you get access to someone who has already indicated an interest in making a lifestyle change and has already indicated an interest in Beachbody products or approach. So that's a really prime person to be able to talk to. Nevertheless, it is a cold lead, so there's a little bit of complexity, and it's not as simple as it sounds. They're not always interested in purchasing. So especially because they signed up for a free account. People don't like it when they think they're signing up for something free and then it turns out that they feel like someone wants to sell them something. And so you can get a little bit of pushback that way. So up front, I want to tell you that the lead conversion from lead to customer is, I don't know what you're saying. Yes. Shut the door, please. So up front, I want to tell you that the conversion rate from lead to customer is usually normally low. So don't be stressed out if you feel like you're not getting very much communication from your leads. That's actually normal, and you can just tweak and peak your approach to see if you can get more of your leads to respond to you. I would say that probably about 50% of the leads that I get from Beachbody never respond to my email or text message. And of the ones that do respond, the ones that actually, stay in contact with me is probably only about 20 to 30%. And that they generally do take longer than a warm market individual or somebody in my own network to make a purchase decision. And so I sometimes have to work with them for several months, but just, love them and take care of them. And sometimes they will come to a decision about purchasing a Beachbody product, and sometimes they won't, and that's okay too. But just love them and take care of them because you are their coach no matter what. So the other thing is that if once you qualify for all the different types of leads, you generally get be somewhere between 2 and 5 a month, it seems like, and so it's really a good program. So the very first thing I want you all to do is go to YouTube and search for Beachbody Lead Lessons and watch the playlist there that corporate has put up about how to reach out to these leads and contact them. I think there's some really good information in there, but I also think you ought to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. There's a few things that I've found that don't really work for me, but I'll tell you what I've learned. So the very first thing to do is to know where to look for to know that you have a new lead. So what you're going to do is it's going to be located in your back office on the bottom left side underneath where you see your personal volume and your team volume. You're going to see a list of new customers, new coaches, etc. So there's going to say new customer. And if you have a new customer and you're not aware of this, you want to click on that and it'll show you a name that you've never heard before. So what you want to do is scroll to the right, and you're going to see the first thing I click on is view order history. I want to know if this person has purchased something before. I want to know if they're already on Shakeology. I want to know if this person has purchased something before. I want to know if they're on Shakeology. Once you meet certain requirements, including updating your website profile and hitting Success Club, you actually qualify for people who may have already even purchased Shakeology. In fact, I think that currently I have 3 customers on Home Direct Auto Shakeology that purchased it on their own without me ever contacting them. So that translates to about $100 a month right now. Me having been in the lead program for only about 5-6 months at the time that I'm making this video. So I basically was handed $100 a month through the lead program. And that's not counting the sales that I've done through the lead program. So it's pretty neat. But I first want to know if this person has purchased anything. So I click on View Order History. The next thing that I'm going to do, and they're going to tell you there if they've ever purchased any program, if they have a program that they purchased before they asked for access to their coach, then it's going to say on there, that they bought T25 or Body Beast or something. That's kind of important information so that when you do reach out and contact them, you have that information and you can kind of customize or tailor your email to them and say, what are you thinking about Brazil butt lift, or tell me what your experience has been so far, etc. So you can kind of tailor it to them. Okay, so the next thing I do after I view their order history is I highlight their email address. And this is going to sound a little bit stocky, but I actually take the email address and I paste it into the search bar on Facebook. I do not add them as a friend though, because that might kind of weird them out. They don't know who you are. And so don't add them as a friend, but what you're going to do is just see if you can find their Facebook page. And a lot of their Facebook pages are not going to have much more than just their profile picture, their banner picture, and maybe a few pieces of information. You might be able to see kind of where they live, which you already know because it's on your back office. But what you're learning from their Facebook page that I feel is valuable, even if it's a hidden Facebook page, is you can often tell just based on their profile picture and their banner whether they're likely to have things in common with you that are pretty important. And for me, those things are, is this person a parent? So a lot of times you'll see kids in their pictures. That's a pretty good giveaway that they're probably a parent. I mean, it might be their nieces and nephews, but more often than not, it's their own kids. And so that helps me when I write my email to kind of tailor that. If they have a picture of their dogs, I usually find that, for example, someone who has pictures of their dogs or them drinking a beer or something, that person is not the right person to, when I write my email, to kind of say, I like to help young moms learn to love themselves, because that's kind of my approach when I see someone who I think really meets my why, because that's my why. I really do like to help. I personally like to help young mothers like myself who feel like they've lost themselves throughout motherhood and the pregnancy, to be able to come back and learn to love themselves and to get back to the body that they miss. So that's my why. And looking at this person's Facebook page helps me to know, should I give them my standard email or should I give them an email that is less geared towards my why, because they may not be my ideal customer. That doesn't mean I can't help them. That just means that my email may not be effective for them. So that's an important thing for me, is to kind of get a feel for who this person is before I contact them. And then the next thing I do is I send the person a text message to the phone number that there is on file. Now, about 30% of the time you're going to get a landline. People still have those these days. I don't know. So you text the number and you just say simply, "Hi, is this Susan's phone?" That's it. I find that even though the Beachbody lead videos will tell you to email the person right off the bat, email these days, people just delete it. Especially if they don't know the name it's coming from. I know I do. I literally go through my inbox and just check, delete. And they don't even give it a second glance. It's just second nature to delete emails from people you don't know, right? So I send a text message and say, "Is this Susan's phone?" And I just say their first name. What they're going to get is a text message from an unknown number. And they're going to go, "Area code 208. I don't even know if I know anyone in area code 208. Who is this?" Yes, who is this? I almost always get, yes, who is this, as a response. So I immediately answer back with a copy and paste. This is something I copy and paste onto my notebook on my phone. Copy and paste response that says, hi, I'm Elisa. I'm your Beachbody coach I'm the free Beachbody coach that came with your Beachbody membership. You might want to write this down. This is what I use. Hi, my name is Elisa. I am your free Beachbody coach that comes with your Beachbody membership. I was just about to write you an email to let you know what it is I can do to help you and to see if I can get in touch with you. I'm just verifying that the email that I have on file is correct, period. What I have is, and then you tell them the email address you have. And that does two things. The fact that you gave them their own email address tells them that you're legit. And the fact that you're texting them and you're responding to them right there in the moment tells them that you are a human being, not a robot, and not an employee of Beachbody, especially if you do it kind of after hours. In fact, I actually kind of like to do it in the evening hours because it tells them that I'm a human being. And sometimes I've even said something like, I'm on my way home from my day job and I was just about to send you an email. So that tells them I'm a human being, I work, I do this on the side, and I think that's really, I have felt, and I'm tweaking this all the time, but I have felt that that is an effective approach. So then they say, yes, that's my email. And then you say, oh, awesome. I'm going to go ahead and send this email. Will you watch for it? Okay, so now what you've done is you've already told them that you're going to send them an email. You say it's going to. You can say it's going to come from Elisa Rubio, or what. Of course, put your name. Thank you for telling me. I'll be up in a minute. Shut the door. Thank you. I'll be up in a minute. Okay. So, you're going to tell them it's going to come from me, so watch for it. And that is going to have them be prepared that when they see that in the inbox, they can go, oh, yeah, that's my Beachbody coach. Okay, the next thing I do is on the subject line of the email that I send them, which is mostly a copy and paste email or a form email that I send out to everybody, but I do read it every time. Because if it says something about me wanting to help moms lose weight, and this is a guy, I'm not going to put that. That doesn't appeal to him. He's going to delete the email because he's going to go, well, this isn't for me. So I'm going to change the wording of it to match the person that I'm talking to. But of course, I have a standard form email that is subject to change. I go in and I edit it, and then I put in the subject line of the email, hi, it's Elisa, your Beachbody coach, comma, I texted you. So when they're reading that, they're going to go, oh, yeah, that's the girl that texted me. I've had a really good, I think, relatively good ratio of getting in touch with people through this system. So that's what I use, is texting, asking them, is this your phone? And then responding with, hey, I'm just verifying your email. I'm your Beachbody coach. And then telling them their own email address. And then saying, okay, great, I'm going to send you an email now. Will you watch for it? And then I send them that email. And then a couple days later, you can go back in if they haven't responded to the email and say, hey, did you get my email? Is there a time that we could talk about your fitness goals? So, wait about 3 days to get that response. A couple of things on the lead videos that I just take with a grain of salt is that I actually do use emoticons, not overly emoticons. Like, I don't want to seem like not overuse emoticons, but I do use emoticons, especially when I feel like what I'm saying might seem too professional or could be taken sarcastically or backwards or could be taken sarcastic. So I do use occasional smiley faces, hearts, those kind of things. And I think it humanizes me a little bit and makes it seem like I'm not a robot. And I think that's really important because with these emails that say, even emails that use their first name, even if you say, hey, Jane, let's talk about your fitness goals. Robots can figure out what people's first names are based on their email information, and so it's not uncommon for you to see an email with your first name in it, and you still know it's junk mail, right? So that's not good enough. So if you say I sent you a text, I think that's the best way to let them know I'm not a robot and I really want to talk to you. So those are some tips on how to reach out to your leads so that they won't ignore your email, and that you may actually get to talk to them. And even with these tips, my ratio is maybe about 60-70%, but that's better than the 40-50% that you get by just sending them an email. So I hope this helped you, and I will be obviously tweaking this approach as I go. That's how we learn. And so if I come up with anything new, then I will be sure and either make a new video or comment on this video. Let us know how it goes for you. Thanks.